What's going on, everybody? Tarek FATTAL here. Another episode. The FATTAL Factor. We're live. Aram's waiting in the wings. He's got a lot to say. He's in rare form. And might I say, I'm not going to bring him in quite yet, but I want to make sure I can see his face as I say this, kind of like off camera. And, you know, the reason why he's in rare form, the guy's in a good mood. And what's funny about today is he claims he's not. So that's what to me is very, very odd about his attitude today. I can guarantee he's going to come on here and show face, like serious, things aren't going right for him. And I don't know what that means exactly. But there was some like pre-show activity that to me, I know this guy well enough. Things are going just fine. And if you know Aram well enough, I think you can read between the lines. So I don't know what exactly he's pretending that's under his skin, but I can tell you right now, it's all a facade. So I can't wait to hear what this guy's going to say when he comes on. But he's in rare form. I can actually see him off camera right now, or off show on camera. He's like listening to me and he's like, no, that doesn't sound right. And then he's going, oh yeah, actually, yeah, that does. Yeah, man, this guy kind of nailed it. That's so son of a biscuit. You know, he's nailing it. Now he's getting frustrated with me. He wants to come on and say his piece. I'm kidding. Okay, guys. Hey, welcome in. We're having fun. Man, I think I just got a donation from Roland Padilla. Thanks, man, for what I think is $5. So thanks for that, guys. We got a couple people rolling in. Stevie, we can always count on you. So yeah, another episode here. We got quarterfinal recap. We got semifinals coming up here this Friday. The weather has been insane. We'll talk about that a little bit. I actually want to show some clips from the Bellflower game, Bellflower and Colton, because it was like this crazy mud game, and I've got some video of it from Coach Keith Miller's Twitter. We're going to recap and look at Carson Palmer's interview. Aram had some thoughts on it, and he wants to, you know, have some thoughts on and reacts to that interview. I'll be honest with you, when I talked with Carson Palmer after the game, they beat Sierra Canyon 21-9. Run-of-the-mill interview, couple minutes, but you know, it took off. In fact, Max Preps picked it up, and it's got over 1 million hits. And then my own, they kind of repurposed it, and that's got over 1 million views right now on Instagram. And then my own video that I posted's got like 80,000 views. So I don't know what he said necessarily that was so much of a big deal. Other than I guess it is Carson Palmer. They did beat Sierra Canyon, so it's kind of buzzy. But I think more than anything, his reaction to Orange Lutheran beating St. John Bosco was part of it. But I didn't think it was 1 million views worth. So anyway, Aram might be able to shed some light on that and talk about some more things that I think there's some underlying things that Aram believes that were pretty good in that interview. And then last I actually have some highlights, two highlights from St. John Bosco and Orange Lutheran, including a pick 6 from Orange Lutheran that puts them up, and then the missed PAT at the end of the game from St. John Bosco. We'll react to some of that stuff. But guys, appreciate you following along all year long. Episode 13. Look, it only took us 12 episodes to get to 1,500 subscribers. So I really appreciate it. If you aren't subscribed, please, it's a click of a button. Like the video. That stuff helps me. Really, really easy. And then if you're generous enough, like our man Roland already, I don't know what that is. I'm not even sure exactly. Let's celebrate their first super on live. So I don't know if you're like a super follower now or what have you, but I appreciate it, man. But there is a donation button if you feel so generous enough, but not obligated at all. I just love people in here having fun, talking high school sports. And of course, if you want to chat, all you have to do is subscribe and follow the channel. So without further ado, let's bring on Aram. Let's talk about what his mood was like today, so on and so forth. But of course, we can't do it without an intro.
Tarek, bro, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
All right, Aram, welcome in. Look, man, you know, I'm not so sure if I hit the nail on the head. I was way off, but, you know, come on, man. Let the chat know how your day's going.
It's fine, bro.
Oh, we just lost him. Hold on. Either we just lost him or it was me, but I think we lost him. Let's see. Okay, I got you back.
Okay.
Okay, you're back. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nice to be back, everybody. Yeah, your read on me sometimes is like it's funny, but it's
you can be off. What kind of on off? What do we got?
A little bit of both, I would
Okay.
say.
All
A
right.
little bit of both. K-Dog, little line from Meet the Parents there. Yeah, hello everybody. Great to have you all here. Mr. Padilla, thank you for the donation. The donations crack me up. There's 47 live watching right now. That means there should be 47 likes. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't mean you like me or Tarek. It just means you like the show and you're happy to be here. Yeah, Mark Harris is right. I'm not happy at the stock market recently. That's true.
Okay.
So Tarek thinks nefarious things are going on, and like yes, there is some of that, but I also have to show him that like the specific time he thinks that's happening is just a friend texting me about Bitcoin. You know, it's not the girl in Brazil.
Okay,
So,
but is that more important than the show right now?
the Bitcoin thing?
Yeah.
Well, it's not happening right now. It happened just a couple minutes before we went on, bro.
Okay.
But I do get messages. I like to multitask, or I like to multimedia multitask during the show. Now, bro, here's the thing. I'm going to throw a curveball at you now, okay? And I hope you're cool with it. I had a poll. This is a total curveball, Tarek, okay? But I wanted your take on it, man.
Okay.
And it got me a lot of responses. It's not even on Instagram, but it got me a lot of responses. I had a poll earlier today on my Twitter that asked, is your opinion, okay, do you hold a higher or lower opinion of women with visible tattoos, okay? Not the cute little tucked away one that only dude sees.
Right.
The visible ones, like the arms, the legs, the thighs, the ankles, the whatever. And I put out on Instagram right now that I'm going to bring this topic up. It's obviously Tarek's show. If he wants to say, dude, we're not talking about that,
No, I mean,
that's totally fine.
Let's keep, we got to keep it appropriate, but I think this is a total, right now, it's been completely mild. Go ahead. Yeah, that's just fine.
Okay. Just wondering what your opinion is of that. Do you hold a higher or lower opinion of women with visible tattoos?
Look, man, this is you're gonna think I'm being
curveball, buddy.
Yeah, no, totally fine with it. First off, a lot of people don't know. My whole top side of my back tattoos. My whole top side of my back is tatted. People don't know it because they think I'm just a super straight edge guy and I don't have any visible tattoos. So just so people know, I have tattoos. My wife has multiple tattoos. Bree is like splatted. Now they're not. It's not
splatted.
It's not like an arm sleeve or anything like crazy. But she's got one. She's got, I would say, in really kind of nice spots. Like one that's kind of like on her collarbone. She does have one that's kind of like on her hip. You really only see that if she's like in a bathing suit or a bikini. But yeah, I would say kind of to you're alluding like more like discreet places. They're not like crazy out there. That being said, I will say the answer is no for me. I don't see someone with tattoos and judge necessarily. I don't think. And what's the specific question? Is it what was it?
Is your opinion of a woman with visible tattoos? Do you hold a higher or lower opinion of a woman with visible keyword tattoos?
Yeah. I'm gonna say no, man, and I think that has something to do with
it's not. It's either a higher or lower opinion, bro.
Higher or lower opinion.
Yeah,
man,
you see a girl that's tatted all over.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Higher opinion or lower opinion. Man, that's a good. Now I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a tough question to answer. I wouldn't necessarily. God, I can't necessarily say. I think a lower opinion, higher opinion. I will say this: it might evoke more opinion. The answer might be yes. The answer might be higher.
Okay.
But see, because it's like higher or lower opinion. But now I'm thinking like if I see someone with a bunch of tattoos, I'm actually more opinionated about them. So my opinions of them would be higher. Yeah, because now it's like why do they have so many tattoos? What are the tattoos of? Kind of makes me actually question their background a little bit more.
In a good or bad way?
Yeah, maybe more like in an inquisitive way, like a little more. I got to find out a little bit more. Man, I think, and I don't think this is necessarily a generational gap. I am a millennial. But I think just tattoos are more prominent, man. Grade school teachers have tattoos. Bankers have tattoos. Coaches have tattoos. Teachers have tattoos. So I know we're getting a little more general here, and you're just talking about women, but I don't know. Something about it is not as much of a downgrade or a drawback as it used to be. I would say. I mean, and again, I've got tattoos, so I'm probably maybe even a little biased.
Yeah. See, without even knowing which way I felt about this, I got a ton of messages, because all these women just follow me and love me on Instagram. But, from girls I know, whatever, got a ton of messages, kind of like pissed off tone about it. Whatever, Aram, or who hurt you, stuff like that. And then also like explanations that I didn't need or want anyways. About why they are tatted up.
Yeah.
Well,
obviously you struck a chord, right? It's like they played themselves
that's what
by getting fired up, right?
Yeah, it struck a chord. And I don't know why. It struck a chord as if like a judgmental chord. So it goes back to like my original theory on like tattoos, and I have none, bro. I didn't know about you like being all tatted on your back. That's crazy. Yeah. I did not know that, dude. Pain tolerance, bro. So it goes back to my opinion. Okay, I don't opinion. It used to be that like tattoos were like something that the rebels did, and like rebellious, go
maybe
against
even
the
taboo
grain type thing, right? Now it's so mainstream that it
is.
makes no statement anymore.
I would agree with that.
You're not bucking the crowd, you're following the crowd with that. And I think that's lost on people that get them. They think they're still in that, against the grain crowd, but they're not. You're actually following the crowd. I would just say this about the women. They put out what they want to attract, okay? So if they're going to be all tatted up and they're going to have this design on their thigh, and God bless them, do what you like. It's your body. If you're going to do that, to me, that says you are looking for a dude that's all tatted up. And a lot of them are. I mean, you see like what a lot of these girls say they want is like gym dude who's like tatted all up and stuff like that. They just love that. I'm neutral on it, man. I don't much care either way. It's not for me, but someone else wants to do it. Great, I say. But I thought it was an interesting topic and a sign that FATTAL FACTOR can go any which way on you folks.
Yeah, there are certain tattoos like Roland's asking in the chat, like what about a neck tattoo? There are certain tattoos like I wouldn't like necessarily be fond of or think that they're cool, depending on where they're placed, because they might have like maybe like derogatory placement, like or like taboo, like a taboo placement. Neck is tough. I don't think I'd ever get anything like that. But yeah, interesting poll and an interesting answer too, like higher or lower opinion, not like do you like them or not like them or whatever. Right. Look at Stevie, turn off for me. Oh yeah, I think we could have guessed that, Stevie. Well, hey, again, to Aram's point, you just never know what you're going to get on this show. So we talked about tattoos to open. That being said, we did come off the heels of a quarterfinal round in high school football that really, there were some national headlines with that Orange Lutheran Bosco upset, man. Santa Margarita beating Sierra Canyon. Ho-hum on the other side of that Division I bracket with Mater Dei and Centennial winning. Although Mater Dei shutting out Mission Viejo for the first time since like the mid-90s is pretty impressive. So we did have some nice headlines. I would say that there weren't too many crazy results in the lower divisions, and then unless there's one you can think of.
Lower divisions?
Yeah, not like Division really. 2, 3. I felt like it was almost chalk.
Bro, no, not really, but I don't mean to just jump right back to it, but Orange Lutheran was 2-8 entering the playoffs. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, again, man, they weren't really 2-8. They were really a 4 and they really were like 4-6. But they had those first two their games against They played Florida Madonna, and then I think Rancho Cucamonga. I'm going way off the top of my head here. Those were their first 2 games that they won, and those games had to get forfeited because later there was some retroactive ineligibilities. So that's the only reason they were 2-8. But they really had 4 wins on the field.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes a difference to you, but it's certainly a different than only winning 2 games.
Yeah, not by much. I mean, 4 and 6. But what does that do to the whole argument of, system rewards mediocrity? Because the mediocre team just beat the number 1 team in the nation.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think if you're the CIF, you're kind of jumping for joy because it shows that Division 1 field is competitive, even from the low seeds up. And look, I think we've talked about it all year long. We didn't know Bosco was mortal until they lost to Mater Dei. So everyone, even Fryer said it in Spaces on Friday. Everyone's got like a little hole in their game, right? You know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing for the Division 1 field. But to your point, I think there's no way Olu would have dropped down to Division 2 despite the forfeit losses or whatever their record was. They literally had the best schedule, the toughest schedule in the country. Better than Bosco, so their strength of schedule and their power rating was like super high. So there's no way they were going to avoid Division 1.
And they survived it somehow, which is crazy, man, because a lot of teams don't come out of that healthy enough to put anything together, and maybe the bye week helped them,
and the rain.
Yeah, well, the rain, yeah. I mean, both teams had to deal with it. They themselves, I swear I was watching highlights. They, a lot of the main highlight coming out of that game is that pick 6.
Yes.
That Olu had, that kind of like bounced off several people, and then dude ultimately caught it, returned it. Bosco had something similar, if I'm not mistaken. Olu like either gave up a pick 6 or damn near one.
So I don't. Are you talking about at the end of the game?
I don't think it was into the game.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Someone will probably chime in here. I just know that Olu had the ball. And then Bosco like blocked a punt or something like that end of the game and was able to get great field position to score the touchdown that brought them within 1 point. And then the kid missed the PAT. So I know Olu kind of almost tried to give the game away by either getting a punt got blocked or they couldn't convert or something like that. And they had the ball, but the pick 6 was huge. That's what put them up 2013.
Look at Tarek tonight, everybody. Isn't he looking sharp? I popped on him and I was like, bro, you look so good. I got to go change my shirt.
Here, let me, I even have a couple of the plays here. Let's look at them because
he doesn't want to talk about that.
I mean, I'm not exactly like, I don't know. I'm wearing a hoodie. I don't know how sharp you want me to look. I don't necessarily agree. I mean, that's a nice compliment, but I don't think it's true.
There's a little 2 or 3 minute highlight package from Max Preps on YouTube for that. So whatever that means to you. By the way, it's going to rain again this week, everybody.
Yeah,
that's the forecast. 90% chance of rain on Friday. So get ready to have that wild card factor going in. And there's 72
15.
of you in here. There should be 72
I think we're going to have to see St. John Bosco throw.
Okay, so sorry, a little bit of volume there. Okay, so I'm going to play this pick 6. So this was the play for those that didn't see it. So time and score. Aram, you should be able to see this.
Yeah.
Okay. So
this isn't the one I was referring to, but yeah, this is the one everybody's seen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if any. What do you want me not to play it?
No. Do it. I'm just saying what I was referencing.
Yeah. I don't know what you're. I mean, you sound like you don't even know what you're talking about.
What I'm saying is, pick 6 you, pick 6 me, Tarek. You can't say, well, we didn't give that up. If I'm right about this, I watch a lot of football. So,
well, this was the pick 6. I'll just roll it, but this was the play that really. I mean, this is fourth. I mean, time and score, right? You're only down 1. It's the fourth quarter with 9 to go. This ball gets deflected, and this kid picks it off and takes it back. And he misses a PAT. So that's not that. So Olu, I mean, they should have 21, right? It's 14. So they score a touchdown. Let's watch it again. they score a touchdown and they miss a PAT. So, you know, that wasn't good either. So that was happening all over the place. And clearly Bosco had missed a PAT earlier. They only have 13. So, you know, Negro's just fuming. By the way, first time Negro's ever lost 2 games in a row. I mean, look at this play. This kid almost fumbles it.
Yeah. Yeah, ball goes up in the air.
Finds a way in the end zone. Okay, and then so St. John Bosco scores, and here's the missed PAT, which obviously from this angle is not great. You can't see it all that well. But
bro, so the touchdown they scored there, I think, is on a pick 6. Maybe I'm tripping, or they got in good field position.
Guaranteed not a pick 6. So that's what I was trying to explain to you. If you're, because I asked you earlier if this was at the end of the game, and you're like, I don't think so. If this is what if you're talking about the score that potentially should have tied the game up, Olu screwed something up. Maybe it was an interception. It wasn't a pick 6 though. They scored on offense. I'm positive of.
I'm pulling up Max Preps. It's a 3-minute and 37 highlight.
Here, where is it? Was it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's just under Orange Lutheran shocks national power. Yeah, here it is. I'm watching it right now. Ball got batted up in the air. It's
okay, so it was an interception, but obviously it wasn't a pick 6.
Yeah, at that point it was 0-0. No, but I mean they gave Bosco the ball on the short porch.
Yeah, 100%. I kind of thought it was like a punt block or something wacky and wonky. Max Preps. Now I want to know.
You know, he was kind of scrambling, deciding to scramble or run or throw, and he threw.
So it was an interception.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
And this would be for this setup, I believe, set up Bosco's first score of the game. Did you find it? Were you able to find it?
Well, I'm not finding what you're. I keep it. I think we're lost in translation.
I'm gonna text it to you, dude.
I'm watching it right now. I found the highlights. I'm trying to find how Bosco got the ball.
Okay, so it is
right here. I was right. Okay, look, I don't know. We're talking about 2 different plays. We have to be, because if you look at your screen right now.
I'm talking in the first minute of the video.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm talking about the end of the game on how Bosco got a short field at the end of the game to score.
No. Okay, so if we're on the same video, yeah, and we are, rewind it back to the very beginning. It's within the first 10 seconds.
Okay, so you're talking about this play right here. He rolls.
Yep, this is it, yeah.
Oh, does he return?
Whoopsie.
Okay.
Yeah, so short porch, and they get in the paint a little bit later. So what I'm trying to say is people are going to say, well, you know, that pick 6 killed Bosco, and it did to a degree. But to me, this is Daniel LaRusso on the beach with Johnny Lawrence saying, now we're even, man. Now we're even.
Got it.
Because
okay.
They gave up this thing.
So they, I mean, look, I don't know how, I don't know if it's necessarily a wash. You know, time and score has a lot to do with, you know, competition. So, you know, obviously opening drive, you basically gift them a touchdown. That's one thing. But man, a pick 6 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter is devastating, given the time and the score. So I don't know if I necessarily agree. But here's the
Tarek talking situational football.
Well, that's like sports. I mean, time and score is huge. Okay, look. 2 minutes to go. Orange Lutheran has a 7-point lead. This is the play I'm talking about. Punt in your own end zone.
Oh, dude, I gotta stop watching it on the YouTube feed and start watching it on our feed. Okay.
Yeah. Watch. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay.
This is another setup they gave them.
Well, this is what I agree with you.
Easily should have won this game, actually.
So this is what I've been trying to tell you. Like when we're talking time and score, let me silence my phone. Time and score, you're down 7 with 2 to go, and Olu is punting out of its own end zone. Watch what happens. Look.
Yep, I'm watching it.
Block gets punt. The punt gets blocked. He recovers it on the 11-yard line. So they
gave Bosco like 2 touchdowns, essentially.
Basically, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Okay, I see what now. Okay, now I see what you're saying. So look, short yardage. So
they dominated, folks.
Yeah. So let's see. Boom. There's the touchdown to Madden Williams. Boom. So there it is. So now it's 19-20. And the kid, and then the kid, yeah, he's amazing. And then the kid misses the PAT. So I guess in a way we're both on the side. We're kind of saying the same thing, but yeah, I mean they gifted him 2 touchdowns. You're right. That's a fair point. So yeah, Olu played a hell of a game, man. I mean, there's nothing else to say about that. But I do think the rain had to have something to do with it, man. You just got a bunch of kids that maybe aren't as comfortable as they should be playing in rain and elements and wet. Sure. I have no idea.
Yeah, this wouldn't have happened in July during passing league.
Yeah. I mean, it's so there goes.
That's football, baby.
And I know Roland. So Roland's now putting in some quotes. I read this earlier today. There was a story. Just how historic was Orange Lutheran's upset with win over National Power St. John Bosco this weekend? You might have to go back to 1981 when Servite beat Edison to find a similar first round. First round top seed in the highest division. Greg Higgins, yeah. So I mean, I obviously I wasn't even around back then, but I can't think of any games to memory where something like this happened. So this one will live in lore. But I will say this: we debated on Spaces on which loss was more disappointing, Sierra Canyons or St. John Bosco, and I think it's Sierra Canyon. I do not think it's St. John Bosco. As devastating as this may seem, Bosco's machine will continue to churn. They will get to this mountain again. I don't know if Sierra Canyon, they might not ever have an attempt at the peak of this Division I mountain again. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I just don't know. I'm certain Bosco will do this again. And they've been dominating for so long that, of course, anomalies are going to happen. I mean, you're in the same game every year, a quarterfinal, a semifinal, or a final in Division I. Something wonky is going to happen. It's just a law of averages. This is an anomaly. So to me, I think that it's way more devastating for Sierra Canyon, given the team they had, the vulnerability of other teams they were competing with. They had a home game in the opening round. They had the bye, 10-0. It's the best team they've ever had. And they squandered it. So I think it's more devastating for them.
It's the second thing that you said, bro. Perfectly put. It's that combination of the team they had and the vulnerability of, or
the
I
others
should
around
say,
them.
the openness of the division. It was there for someone to upset the apple cart, and someone did. It was just Orange Lutheran, not them. What it will do for Sierra Canyon, Tarek, is I think going forward, they will never get the benefit of the doubt until they actually hoist the plaque.
No,
people are going to be like, yeah, but the whole regular season.
You nailed it. I didn't think of that, and I agree with you. Unfortunately, this almost sets like a precedent. Like, oh, we've seen this story. Like, let's say Sierra Canyon has another great year, and everyone will be able to go, well, we've seen this story before. You got to prove it. And I think John Elliott would agree. You know, he'll always say, like, man, we've never, you know, people want to crown us or give us all the hype, but we've never gotten to a Division I final. But we're, you know, so on and so forth. So he would agree that the big hurdle needs to be leapt, and you need to land on the other side of it before, you know, you can move forward. But man, to not get past that first round after a big season like this, you know, it's going to set them back a little bit. I don't know if they'll ever have, I don't know what, you know, I would imagine there was a lot of resources and a lot of energy put into this team, and I just don't know.
Put those shades on, bro. Are you about to do it?
No. But I usually, when I'm ever, it's almost like natural, man. I always usually have my blue light glasses when I'm in front of my computer, but obviously I don't do it.
You're using them as a prop now, like to
yeah, I know. It's like ridiculous. You're right. No, I need to put them away.
It adds effect, Tarek. It adds effect.
I don't know if you know this, but whenever I'm on TV, I always have a pen in my hand.
Smooth. Bob Dole. There you go.
Okay, I want to caveat that. Only when we're at the desk. A lot of our shows lately are standing up in the VR room. Basically, it's all green screen. I obviously don't, but whenever I'm at a desk, I do everything with a pen in my hand.
Bro, you want to drive a point home? Sure. Have the glasses on, right? Have the glasses on, and when you go to make your point, take them off.
Yeah, like get all serious and like look into the camera.
Yep.
So
and
attention
like grabber.
So kind of like this. It would be like, there's no question what the best fast food is out there. When you want to get nasty, It's Taco Bell. How was that? I know
Very
you. I know. Okay, and for people that don't know, production-wise, the camera I'm looking into is for you guys. That's stream camera. Aram's actually live on a different camera. So when I look over here, it's eye to eye. So funny. What's funny is he thought that was still funny, despite me not even looking at him. Or it could be like, there is no better item on the Taco Bell menu. Better than the Mexican pizza. I don't know. Okay. All right. Okay. I can't keep going with these.
Okay.
All right. I want to go ahead. I was gonna go ahead. Because I got something else. Go ahead.
We're already being prompted on this, man. Before Mark the Shark goes to sleep, are you gonna pull up the video of Charter Oak?
Oh yeah. Great. No, love that. Love that. Thank you.
Right.
No,
What a transition by Aram, and then we're gonna transition back because, like Tarek said, we're gonna show and discuss Carson Palmer's interview, the interview that brought down the Southern Section.
Okay. Mark the Shark.
Yeah, you can find it on his Twitter.
Yeah. Well, maybe it isn't. Dude, did he delete
I don't think they
might
played
have
it
had
yet.
to.
No, I'm a Los Santos West.
No, come on, Shark.
No, because I don't see it on here.
Oh, Brock tweeted it, dude.
Okay.
And you know Brock ain't deleting anything.
No, he doesn't have to. Well, I guess
Yeah.
Mark doesn't have to either, but
Well, he kind of does.
okay. Media. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, let me get the. How do I like? I don't want to. Oh, here we go. Okay, I don't want to hear. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
This isn't a great. I think there's another angle of it somewhere. But for those that don't, Aram, you got to set the stage a little bit because you're gonna know more about this than me. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of what the score was.
Well, I got it right here. 21-14.
Okay, Charter Oak's up 21-14.
Correct.
I think we're in overtime, right?
Correct. I see. Here's the complete roughing the passer
It's
call.
fourth
on
and
Charter
like
Oak.
38.
Fourth and 38 on in the first OT.
Yep. So Charter Oak makes this stop. Game over. Chargers going to the semifinals. Fourth and 38. Bro,
Okay.
this is against San Jacinto.
Oh, got it. Okay, so Charter Oak had Charter Oak already scored in the overtime, and now San Jacinto's got the ball and needs to
Right.
rebuttal, and they do, and they win the game.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, see, I didn't even know that. Okay, got it.
So we're already making plans for the semis. Okay. And basically, you guys see it. The referee, the umpire, the guy that should be throwing the holding penalties, calls this, but the back judge does not. Like the main zebra, the white hat, does not call this. And there's a lot of discussion out there by people saying that a new rule in CIF is any contact to the QB's head, which there is a little bit, results in a roughing the passer penalty. I really hope that that's not the case. But anyways, this gets called and the game extends. They get an automatic first down out of this, and eventually San Jacinto goes on to win in the third overtime, I want to say.
What I think a lot of people are upset about too, so I'm paused it, and you can't see my cursor on the stream, unfortunately, but on the right side of this video, you see the white hat in the backfield. I just want to kind of make more clear. Everyone's assuming this guy is supposed to make that call, right? And he does not. If you look all the way on the left side of the video, right in the, at what would be the 35-yard line, there's an ump on it, with his hands to his knees. That's who throws the flag. So for those that haven't caught that.
Yeah, he's on the 35 right now.
Yeah, and that, boom, and then he goes to the 40, bam, and then he throws it. And then if we play it again, you'll see, now watch the quarterback, there's just not a lot of contact. So I could see why everyone got up in arms. Man, that is just a tough flag to throw right there, man.
Brock's in here, man.
Okay.
Did
he say anything? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he said yes, 4th and 38. Yeah.
Okay.
Brock around this time of night, Tarek, is sitting by the fire and he's had a couple cores.
I get No, okay, but I'm not mad at that. Brock seems to, now I know it's raining, but Brock for sure seems to me like the guy that watches Dodger games like on his patio, like an outside TV guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
By the way, I don't know what I'm not mad at that. That's like, I'm very proud of what I'm a homeowner. I live in a townhouse. It's beautiful here in Chatsworth, but I don't have like a yard. And I'm telling you, man, one day if the Lord will ever bless me with a real house, I will be outside in that backyard watching stuff all the time while the kids are running around.
Yep, it's a white guy thing. Okay, it is. It's like a MAGA head culture type thing.
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, I'm leaving out a part here, dude. You build a fire. You have like a fire pit, not a jacuzzi, not a spa, but a fire pit. And even when it's 100 degrees, you just burn your fire at night and you sit out there. And these guys, they think, to the degree that they can think.
But hold on. But like on just a vanilla, no politics, it doesn't sound nice to sit in your own backyard in Southern California and watch Dodgers, Monday Night Football, FATTAL FACTOR on your patio with a cold beverage. That is a political thing now.
No,
tread lightly, because it's not.
It's a white guy thing,
Okay,
it's another white guy thing.
I don't think that's true either.
Just as some men, they retreat to their workshop / garage and work on their car. I think it's escaping the wife, if you ask me. Like, the place they can find some solace until they go to bed.
Oh, boy. Well, hey, that's the golf course for me.
Yeah, right. It could be the golf course for you, the racetrack for others, whatever. We'll go back to the Joe Flacco conversation, but yeah. Manny Alvarez says, fire pit with, a cigar. I'm
being told there's another angle of this. Mark Harris. Fred Robledo has a good angle. Did Fred tweet it?
Oh, okay. Shark says he DM'd you the closer video.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, here's the thing, everybody.
Dude,
Shark kind of lost his shit about this, and understandably so. He's a big Charter Oak guy, and the Charter Oak people were pissed. I thought Dom had a good quote, something to the effect of like, "That's football," And that's the thing, everybody. With the refs that we have, you cannot expect college level or even, let alone pro level officiating, and you see how bad that is, right? Every week, college refs, pro refs, they're terrible. Also, you can't expect this. Like you're kind of how can I put this? You're sort of like rolling the dice with what you get refereeing wise at these games. These guys are not pros. They're volunteering. I shouldn't say they're volunteering because they make a couple hundred, I think, for the games. But the point is that they're not necessarily pros. Now, the counter to that is the refs need to have self-awareness of that and not determine games like they did here. We do not like I get it in the first quarter. I've always said, in a high school football game, you could call holding and pass interference on every play.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
You could call a foul on every play in basketball.
Yes.
Every play, if you want it.
But what we're not going to do is determine the game, let alone a playoff game.
I don't have anything in my DMs, dude.
I don't know, but Coach Rick's just Chris Rick's.
And Fred might have deleted it if he had a different. Oh no! Wait! This is it. I got it. Stand by. Okay, I found it.
Tarek's an animal.
Okay, stand by. Hold on, guys.
You see Chris Ricks texting us right now?
What's he saying?
He's saying, Aram, haven't you seen Friday? Patio. And then he said, I'm with you, Tarek, but I don't know about what. Sorry, Chris, I'm putting your texts on blast.
Okay, here we go. Here's here. I think, can you see this, Aram?
Yeah, I can see it on our screen, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, by the letter of the law. See, to me, I actually learned this from my buddy who's an officer. And he always says, look, man, and I'm being serious.
A lot of these refs are officers. Go on.
Well, my point is like there's the letter of the law and the spirit of the law, and there really is a difference, man. Like letter of the law, yes, this is hands to face. You can't touch the quarterback in the face. Am I right? You know what I mean? But like the contact is so light and so...
There's nothing malicious about it.
Absolutely, that's the right word. There's nothing malicious. In fact, you could even argue the kids... Yeah, I mean, see, I don't know, man. And this is all happening in real time. But then again, if you're that... See, I don't know. I don't know. NBA, like basketball, I know a little better. So I know where the officials are supposed to be looking on the floor. I don't know... Like, the white hat's looking at this clearly. I don't know if that ump is supposed to be looking at this too. So is he actually looking at something that's going on the line, but like sees this play kind of in the backdrop and decides to throw the flag? I don't know. It's a tough call for sure, but it's very, very like it's a soft call. That's what I would call that. It's a soft call.
I'm sure the ump is the white hat is well aware we don't determine games on flags like this. You know, we just don't do this. But again, you're out in the boonies playing San Jacinto. I get it. The crew's not from there, but, you know, it is their home game. Maybe, you know, I don't know. Tarek. I just, what I said, man, is you're rolling the dice. Every one of these teams and every one of these games is rolling the dice with the officiating. You just hope that these guys don't make a call that will determine a game. If they want to have a bad call in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fine. But, you know, fourth quarter, like we should swallow the flags, and thus it's just totally warranted.
Roland saying,
bro, he's got his sleeves pulled up. Look at this guy, man. Tarek, you, bro.
What? Dude,
you got the sleeves pulled up? Yeah.
You're the one with the flannel on.
Yeah, well, it's 50 degrees and raining. This is when you bust those out, when you're sitting around the fire with Brock.
President of Refs Association said they could have done hands to face and it would have been an automatic first down. So what was the result?
He says no, it would not have been.
Sorry. Oh, okay. I see the correction now. Would not have been a first down. Aram, haven't you seen Friday? Oh, now Rix is putting the text in the chat. Man, that's a tough way to go if you're Charter Oak. There's no question about that, man.
So, Coach Rick's story, okay?
Okay.
This is like, man, 2010, 2011. He's fresh off his career at Florida State. I think he's, you know, starting to get into coaching and stuff like that. He's back in town. This is Chris Ricks we're talking about. And we have him scheduled, me and Freddie, for this show we used to do on Tuesday nights, right? And it's like the first one. We have him scheduled to come on, which is, you know, very nice of him to come on. Because, you know, Chris Ricks is a huge name, right?
Right.
Very nice of him doing his civic duty. And he's going to come on. And a story breaks that day about the Miami booster who put a bounty on him and like basically admitted that they had a bounty on Chris Ricks in the, you know, Florida State Miami rivalry game, among all the other shit that this guy pulled. You know, this guy put a bounty on him. He was friends with the Miami players and stuff like that. And I'm like, we have to ask him about this. But this story, it's national news, dude, that day, okay? I'm like, we have to ask him about this, but if I tell him, and he's hearing this for the first time, but if I tell him ahead of time, he may be like, okay, I'm not coming in, sorry.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to be like, you know, we just lost this huge interview, you know, the huge guest that we were going to have on this show. So my only choice is, unfortunately, trick of the trade, is I just got to blindside him with it. Yeah. So he comes on, you know, we're in the middle of the show and like we're starting the show and I'm like, you know, Chris, I have to ask you about a story that broke today, you know, about, you know, and then I kind of read from the story, you know, that, you know, they put a bounty on him and consummate pro just like, you know, ate the question alive and just answered it with like the most polished, beautiful answer. And then we go on to talk about the area, and he's got like a binder, and like he brings up like names of guys that like nobody really knows, like saying, watch out for this guy. He's a QB, he's a lefty, he's good. Watch out for that guy. He just totally kicked ass. I mean, you know, and now obviously, you know, you saw, you know, he's gone on and done TV. He's, you know, he's now a coach at Amat. So Chris Ricks, man, total pro.
Not surprised. I would say this though, it's not like you necessarily blindsided him, because it's not something he did like he's not under any, he wasn't under like any scrutiny. He was more the victim.
Yes, but
so it's probably, I would call it like a softer blindside than something he might have done like wrong or been part of a scandal, I guess.
He would have wanted to comment on, and you know, he was commenting to the SGV Tribune and not ESPN. You know?
That's fair too. Yeah.
So
I think, hey, kudos for asking him.
I mean, because if I don't see, that's the flip side, Coach Ricks and everybody out there. I hope you guys understand, as Tarek does. If you don't ask, then you look like, you know,
like, what are you? You're not doing your job. You look like you're letting people off the hook, so on and so forth.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna do the. How about Carson Palmer interview?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. And I'm gonna let it run with some sound. Stand by. I'm gonna put it up. Oh, thanks everybody for joining. If you're just popping in here, I'm Tarek Fattal. I got co-host Aram Tolegian with me. This is FATTAL Factor. If you have not already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to get involved with the chat, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, which is just a click of a button. It's basically like liking the channel. It's not literally a subscription like with money or anything like that. So just a little shout out. We're here every Monday night, 8 o'clock. Most of you guys already know that. Okay, let me shift over here. Monitor. Okay. All right, I'm going to play. So just setting the stage a little bit. This is minutes after Sierra Canyon had just been beaten by Santa Margarita and Carson Palmer, 21-9. Really, really a good win. So I run up to Carson, who couldn't have been friendlier, by the way, and I ask him some questions, and Aram has some takes and some analysis on some of the things he said. And if you didn't hear, first off, on Instagram right now, Max Preps picked this up, and it's got over 1 million views. So there's something in here he says,
yes,
that you think is a little maybe more juicier than I'm giving it credit for. And then, of course, I know his reaction to the Lou winning is pretty funny. But again, I didn't think it would take off like this. Here's the interview. Carson Palmer, 21-9 victory over Sierra Canyon on the road. You're moving on to the Division I semis. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, just initial thoughts on your team's performance tonight.
Couldn't be more proud. You know, we were ready for this weather. We were ready for the situation. We practiced it in the off season. We practiced wet ball drills all week long. We knew it was going to be nasty. We didn't know it was going to be raining like this. But we were prepared. We caught the ball really well. We possessed the ball really well. We forced them into a couple turnovers when the ball was wet. They let the ball get on the ground a couple times. But just really proud of the way we fought.
Opening half, kind of a bend, don't break a little bit. They were in the red zone a ton, but 2 blocked field goals, a turnover. Talk about that mentality. Seems to almost be a theme throughout this year, these low-scoring, kind of grinded-out games for Santa Margarita.
Yeah, I mean, we're a defense-first football team. There's no doubt. We've got 9 seniors on defense that are phenomenal kids, phenomenal players. You know, we blocked a kick or a punt the last 3 weeks in a row, so we got to make it 4 weeks next Friday.
Coming on the road in what you thought might have been a hostile environment, you know, Sierra Canyon 10-0, they've been getting all this hype and maybe even not even paying attention to something like that.
Yeah, you know, we talked all week. They hadn't been in a real game all year long, and we've been in fistfights week after week after week after week, from, you know, Centennial to, you know, Bishop Gorman to, you know, you name it, Mission Viejo. We've been in fistfights, so we knew how to play at the end of the game when it was close. We wanted to put them in a situation where they were behind. I don't think they've been behind at all, not even one time this whole year. So we wanted to put them in that spot. We did, and we held on to the lead.
Last one, you're playing Orange Lutheran in the semifinals. I don't know if you know that. So instant reaction on camera. They beat St. John Bosco tonight, 20-19. Maybe your initial reaction to that, you're playing the Lancers next week.
I don't care who we play, where we play, when we play, what the conditions are, we'll be ready.
Aram, the floor is yours.
Okay, so I want to say it was 2016 or 15, when Donald Trump first announced that he was running for president. That was the infamous down the escalator thing.
Okay.
He was interviewed that night on the O'Reilly Factor by Bill O'Reilly, and he answered every question. He hit it out of the park.
Okay.
Every question. And he hit it out of the park. Okay. Love Trump or hate him, I don't care. The fact is, the guy nailed every question. And on that night, I said to myself, he's going to win the presidency because he just nailed every question right down the line. This is the high school football version of that. Okay. It is, bro. It is. There's several things here. They hadn't been in a real game yet. Okay. He says that about Sierra Canyon. Wet balls. Okay. Again, we're checking every box here. Okay. We're a defensive team. This is a Heisman Trophy winning NFL quarterback saying we are a defense first defensive team.
Number one pick in the draft.
Which is true. Mm-hmm. And then lastly, the reaction is so raw. I honestly don't believe he knew the Olu score.
No, he didn't.
Until you told him.
No, that is 100% correct. And just a quick sidebar. I basically knew I wanted to get an interview with him. So from handshake line to quick little huddle after the game with the team, said a couple words. I mean, he had actually ABC 7 was there. So there was a reporter, like a legit TV interview. So she got him first, but she was not asking him. Those kinds of reporters, they drop in, they parachute in, out of nowhere, and they ask very vanilla things. So I knew there was nothing in that interview. So I get him right after, hey, coach, couple minutes, and he couldn't have been nicer. Yeah, no problem, Tarek, let's do it. And I told him that score, man, that is an honest, he did not know Orange Lutheran had won the game.
Yeah, so you can see his reaction go from shock to maybe Tarek got that wrong.
Yes. That was my initial thinking, is maybe he thought I was misspeaking, or like, oh, Lou, like, dude, like, are they even like, yeah, like, and he was trying to be nice about it, maybe, and again, we don't know what he was thinking. That could be completely wrong. But when you're watching it back, to your point, I get the sense, and I'm telling you, obviously I was there interviewing him. I even got the sense in person that he was even thinking like, oh, Lou, like, I don't know if you're even like, I think you might be wrong here or misspeaking. So he was totally flustered. Right.
So he goes from shocked to, and this is all in milliseconds, everybody.
Yeah.
So he goes from shocked to like disbelief, like I think Tarek maybe screwed that up or whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe you got that wrong and I'll just play along, to letting it sink in, then to I'm a programmed Heisman Trophy winner, NFL quarterback. I can handle any media situation, which is true, that he can. I'm pre-programmed for this. And he gives the great coach answer. Don't care who we're playing, as well he should. He shouldn't be like, well, that's great. We went from being a 8-point underdog next week to being a 14-point favorite, based off this news. He goes into, doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to show up. We got to prepare. All the coach cliches. So yeah, man, just a fantastic interview that justifiably got all, the views and stuff that it should get. And it's just more proof of who runs Southern California now. And you got to take a bow, man. You got to take a bow, Tarek. I mean, it is what it is, man. This I don't know how to put this so like it doesn't sound like I'm kissing ass, because they don't really have any kissing ass, but you have taken over, man. I mean, that's just how it is.
Appreciate
that's
it.
Like we're on this show right now. I mean, you had Fryer and those Orange County guys retweeting it. Other outlets. I mean, when you do something like this, people just kind of have to run with it, and credit you, hopefully.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it was and look, to me, it was just kind of like doing my job, But maybe there's a little bit there. I asked the right questions and used the moment to tell them the score. I didn't assume, right, things like that. But yeah, no, I thought it was a great response, and I actually think now, kind of digesting it soon after, I'm thinking for sure he had his assistants do more scouting on Bosco ahead, right? Like, hey, we want to go into our game against Sierra Canyon thinking we're going to win. So let's scout Bosco, right? Now, I don't know if he'd ever answer this on the record, but if I went back and said, hey, coach, maybe in the summer or something, hey, coach, okay, now that it's months, blah, 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 hey, did you have a bunch of scout on Bosco, leading up before the Sierra Canyon game? He might go, yeah. If I asked him, well, did you also have scout for Olu too? Maybe, if he's honest, he goes, no, we had no idea that they would win. So, you're talking about a lot of hours spent on a Bosco team that you're not going to play. So in my opinion, I thought that's what he was going through. Like, well, we're going to have to really come up with another game plan. And look, this is a team they've seen before. They beat them 48-0. I just don't. The element of surprise is going to be completely gone for Orange Lutheran. So I don't think I don't see them beating Santa Margarita. But hey, man, if there's more weather, more wackier things could happen.
Okay, so more Tarek tooting here. I'm going to clarify what I said because I'm being accused in the chat of glazing you. Okay, so I'm going to get like glazed or whatever, or Tarek tatted on my thigh. Right, because that's the spot you do it. Anyways, what I'm saying is there's this show, you have the weekly CBS show, there's the stuff you're doing for high school SI, there's all the news that you've broken first ahead of people, and it's just become apparent that I think that people realize you're going to give them a fair shake. You have the biggest platforms now. Okay. There's really, look, who had the money man?
Right.
Who introduced you to the money man?
Yeah.
Me.
True.
Who introduced you to Pablo Escobar? Me. Who introduced you to your Colombian wife? Me. No, we are brothers. We've had the two coaches on after Crampgate. We've had Carson Palmer on before, like really anybody did, I guess, other than the Herd, which I didn't know about, but whatever.
We had we had Logan on after they beat Mater Dei. Yeah, right.
And this will continue to be the place, man. I mean, or this will be continue to be the situation. It's just Tarek's the man right now. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, look at Mark Harris. Unless you're Sandy, he won't credit Tarek, which is sure. True. And that I think people know that drives me a little nuts. But you know what? It is what it is. And I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, man. And it's okay. All is well. But yeah, it's simply, I mean, it's just assuming that people will be professional and respect the work I'm doing, right? I think that's a fair ask. Right. I'm not asking for anything more than that. So to not get that, I think I've had to remind myself says more about that person or that outlet than me. And so that's how I kind of shove it to the side. Right. Aram, I got a couple, I do have one more thing I wanted to bring up, and then I think we'll talk a little semis and then call it a night. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. I did want to bring up, I don't know if you did you see some of the footage from the Bellflower game?
I saw how muddy it was out there.
Yeah, I kind of want to put it on the stream a little bit because I thought it was so crazy. And I didn't like really notice any other games that were this bad. I'm sure they were out there. I didn't see any online.
Well, you don't notice a lot of natural fields either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, here we go. So here's a photo. Again, this is Bellflower at home against Colton, and it gets worse. So these are just photos right now. I've got some video, but look, and the final score to this game was 14-13. But
You can't even see like the uniforms anymore. It's
trying
just
to think. Oh, here, this is really loud.
yeah.
There we go. So there's some video now. I mean, it looks like it looks like the same team is playing against each other. So you don't know really who's who unless obviously, they're lining up against opposite each other. So obviously, but point is other than the helmets, white and red, everyone's wearing brown basically. And
it looks how it should look.
It's just unbelievable.
That's football, man.
That is disgusting. I don't know how that, like, is that fun? I don't know. That would be, I wouldn't like that. I'll just be honest. That is, at a certain point, it probably gets so bad, you just kind of.
No.
That is just, that would bother me, man. I don't know if I could handle that.
That's football, man. Haven't you? You're too young for this, but all the right moves. The legendary Am Pipe versus Walnut Heights game. They're playing in the rain and they're trying to run out the clock, and they hand the ball to Salvucci, who fumbles it in the rain and the wet, and it's recovered in the end zone. And that's kind of like, the thing of the movie. This is football. It's supposed to be played on grass. And I can think of like my childhood, like legendary games, legendary wins by teams, local high school teams, whatever, where the people will always like bring up, and it was 18 degrees that night in the desert. There was a San Dimas game, I think, at Paraclete that if you ask Freddie and Steve Ramirez about years ago, they all had to travel out there to go cover it. I want to say it was at Paraclete.
I'm sure it was, because the high desert, it's super windy, cold, sometimes even snow comes in the high desert.
Yep, that's football. And I want to say, like, I you heard me on Spaces on Friday Football Flow, our post-game Spaces that we do. I want to say that I keep, I can't stand like 7-on-7 culture. I can't stand it. Tarek, I was around for the beginning of it when it was like a fringe thing that, eventually high school coaches, first they were like, we're never going to do that. We don't do that. And our players better not do that, to, gradually accepting it, to now doing it because they kind of have to. And I don't want to blame 7-on-7 and that culture for some of the results that we saw this night, because there's really no tie-in. How do you know in July that, in the round of the quarterfinals coming up in November, it's going to be pouring rain and cold and it's going to change things? But you do know there's a chance of that. You do know there is a chance, more likely than in September, that in November there could be rain. It certainly will be colder. There will be more precipitation on the field at a bare minimum, because once the sun goes down and the weather drops, there is a little more precipitation on the field. The ball is a little harder, slicker, that kind of stuff. And we saw it times 10, and it did have an effect on a lot of teams, a lot of plays in a lot of games, and maybe it did lead to upsets. But to me, that's a good thing. The elements have always been part of football. Snow bowl, that kind of stuff, mud bowl, and you had it. And this Bellflower game was classic for that. 7-6 scores, 7-3, 13-10, 13-9, those kinds of scores. You got to be ready for everything.
Yeah,
Carson Palmer was.
Yeah,
right.
That's a good point. Yeah, the final score was 13-12, and what's looping here is clearly Colton had a field goal at the end to try and win the game.
Yeah,
good luck. It's like not even close. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the kid even got the ball in the air. But one of the things I like about this video, and you catch it at the very end, look at the bottom of the screen. Look at this kid slide. Oh, maybe he does. Hold on. Okay, now you see it at the beginning. Hold on. There's a kid that slides into the near sideline. There he is. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, man. I mean, there's no question that'll create great memories. But Bellflower 0-10, and now in the semifinals, man. So shout out to Coach Keith Miller, man, for getting that done. Okay, let's just look at a couple semifinal games, and then we will call it a night. Thanks everybody for joining. I think these shows have been really, really good the last couple weeks. Just kind of recapping, looking forward, a couple hot topics, but there hasn't quite exactly been any like juicy news as of late. But I think once the coaching carousel, there'll be some coaching hires in December, and we'll start talking about that stuff.
Rio Hondo Prep.
I mean, do we want to? I mean, Santa Margarita. Who do you think is going to win the Modern Day Centennial game? Let's do quick picks, rapid fire. Olu, Margarita.
Santa Margarita.
Modern Day Centennial.
Modern Day. Am I alone here, or are you going to be picking too?
I think I'm going to go Centennial.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
okay.
I think like it's one of those years, man. I'm going Olu Centennial.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Santa Margarita, and I'm gonna pick Centennial. They're at home, and I kind of think they can do it again.
Yep. All right.
Division 2. Murrieta Valley, Los Alamitos, San Clemente, Lusinger. I'll go first this time. I think Los Alamitos gets them. And I think Lusinger beats San Clemente.
I'm going Murrieta Valley, and they're going to win the whole division. And then San Clemente on the other side of the bracket, because you don't bet against Jaime Ortiz, our guy coach Merchant on that staff as well. But Jaime Ortiz, the head coach at San Clemente, we talked about, I'm sorry, I know you said rapid fire, but we talked about this on Friday night as well. The good coaches, and there are a lot of good ones out there, they got their teams playing the right ball at the right time. San Clemente is a team that lost to Tustin, and they didn't have the best August or September, Tarek. But here we are in November. They're in D2, very, very tough division.
Yes.
And they're in this. They're in the quarters. The semis, and have a real legit shot to get to the championship game. So, coaching, man. All right.
Yeah. That's so we got complete opposites. I got Los Al and Lusinger in those games.
Yeah.
Okay, Division 3. To me, okay, you can go first because I went first last time. Pacifica Oxnard and Chino Hills. That is a great matchup.
That really is. Chino Hills, talk about it again. More coaching, great job by them. Team has put it together at the right time. This is a baseline league team. Remember, the baseline league teams that got all the pub were Damien, Rancho. No, sir. Chino Hills in the D3. I know division has a lot to do with it. They're in the D3 semis, but I'm not picking against this Pacifica team. Like I said on Friday night and Friday Football Flow, I've watched their film to get ready for the Yamat game, and man, they are very, very tenacious and problematic on defense. So give me Pacifica. Hopefully they treat the reporters better. And on the other side of the bracket, I'm going to go with Edison to keep things going.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Two teams, though, man. I mean, that I think are going to be sitting up on playing a close game here. The combined margin of victory in their quarterfinals wins was a total of 3 points. So two teams that clearly know how to win the close one. But I'm going to go Edison, I think, here in a close one. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go Palos. I'm going with the quarterbacks. Palos Verdes has Ryan Rakowski, who's a really, really good quarterback. So if it is close, I want the quarterback that's has a better chance of delivering. So give me Palos Verdes. And by the way, Guy Gardner, really, really good coach at Palos Verdes. I mean, like really good, and a good dude. Pacific. I'm gonna go with Pacific of Oxnard more or less because I don't want to pick against them. They've clearly shown. Look, this is a team that all year long has been scoring a lot of points, and their quarterback Taylor Lee's been like 6 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. I think he had 7 touchdowns in one game. Chino Hills, I do stuff for the Daily News too, and I do these capsules, and I predict scores. I predicted Chino Hills to beat Notre Dame because I knew Chino Hills would have the enough athleticism, but would also be just as, if not more, physical than Notre Dame. Here's why I think Pacifica is going to win. They've beaten Oak Hills and Amat. Those are two teams that want to pound the rock, and Pacifica has just eaten that, no problem. So I don't think there's anything Chino Hills is going to do to fluster Pacifica, and Pacifica's got athletes. So they just are really this good combination. And they got a good coach in Mike Moon. So, man, I'm with you. I think it's the Tritons. And frankly, I think the Tritons are going to win the whole division.
Well, interesting. Okay. And the bottom part?
Oh, yeah. No, Palos Verdes. Ryan Rakowski.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Division 4. We'll do like a couple more divisions. I'm gonna stick with Villa Park, man. I think they are going to just continue to be physical and cold weather, all that. I think it favors them heavily. Oaks Christian La Habra. I'm going La Habra, man. I hate to even sound like a hater, but Oaks Christian to me is just, I don't like that they're down in this division. So I'm looking for La Habra to knock off the Lions.
So Oaks Christian is a very easy and difficult proposition at the same time. You know where they're going with the ball, Rideau. But the difficult part of that is, can you stop him?
Yeah, that's true.
He is the best player on the field, a
No
USC-bound running back.
No question.
You bring that into the stadium. They are at home. They've found their confidence now, if that means anything to anyone.
They have the two best Devon Benjamins going to Oregon, and he's like a fringe 5-star guy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
well, there we go. La Habra, very, very good coaching with Frank Mazzotta, who does not get enough credit for all the rings that he has. So they'll be well prepared, I think. But I'm taking Oaks Christian in this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, last one. We'll do Division 5, and then we'll call it, obviously, because of Rio Hondo Prep. Okay, yeah. Loyola Redondo. Man, I just think there's something about playing a certain level of football that is going to pay off deeper into the season. So I'm taking Loyola. I think they are the team that's more battle-tested and ready for this game. Redondo Union barely eked by St. Paul, and I don't care how much better St. Paul got from that week 0 game. They were so challenged that however much better they've gotten can't be better. Well, not can't be better. Might not be something that's going to be able to beat Loyola. So for them to barely, for Redondo to barely beat St. Paul, despite how much better they've gotten, I know that I just kind of I made it very confusing right there. But what I'm trying to get at is St. Paul, if they got any better, that's great. But it couldn't have gotten that much better. And so for Redondo to barely eke out a win tells me that maybe Loyola is the team to beat in this matchup. And then I'm just not going to go against Rio Hondo Prep. So give me Mark, is it Mark Carson, Coach Mark Carson in Rio Hondo Prep?
Very, very good coach there too. Okay, so top of the bracket, I'm going Redondo Union.
Wow.
I remarked about this last week in the spaces that I do with Freddie. Very, very impressed with the size and the talent that they have on their defensive line. It doesn't even look like it belongs there. It looks like it belongs in the in the Trinity League. That's how good that defensive front looks now. I've heard there are some ties to the money man maybe with Redondo. Maybe that's unfounded. I've also heard that, and I don't know who exactly the players are, but they have some former Bishop Montgomery talent there.
No, they do.
Okay.
There's some kids that landed at Redondo Union. That's been out there for weeks. That's true.
More power to you. You got your season in unscathed. That's great. Cole Leinert, Matt Leinert's son at QB. I liked what I saw against St. Paul. Again, that was a conditions game, wet and rainy, whatever.
Fair point.
Grinder type game. That's what Loyola wants to play. I just don't think that under wet conditions again. I just don't think you're going to outgrind this Redondo Union team. So give me them. I think they're ultimately winning the division. And then on the bottom side, I'm going to pick Rio Hondo Prep here, though I will say this. If you did want to find that kryptonite for Lucerna, for Rio Hondo Prep, Lucerna would be it. Another system-type program, another know our identity type program, another capable of playing a grinder, good defense, run the ball type program. But this is not a Lucerna team that's as talented as recent years. They're very, very well coached, though. These kids will not be sleeping on Rio Hondo Prep. I guarantee you that. No. I think they'll actually kind of relish the chance to shut everybody up about them. But still, I'm taking Rio Hondo Prep because ultimately they have the best player on the field. Once again, that's my angle. Noah Pininieri. There are no D1 players in this game except for maybe him. Unless there's a younger kid at Lucerna that I don't know about. So in that case, give me Rio Hondo Prep. Very low scoring, very grinder type game as well. Perfect for the weather. Awesome, awesome game. And that one's going to be played, Freddie reported tonight, at Covina District Field.
Okay, I've got a point that I love what you just said. And I just went back to last year. Maybe it will take another SGV team or SGV coverage area team to knock off Rio Hondo Prep because of what you just said. These other teams, because I just looked back last year for the Division 7 championship, they played Ramona, ML King from Riverside, West Torrance, and then Warren. Teams that don't know like about the lore of Rio Hondo Prep. So they think, oh, here comes this little private school team on a great year. You know, we're going to wallop them. Next thing you know, they lose. So then we fast forward to this year. Now they're in Division 5 and same thing. Thousand Oaks, way, you know, up in my neck of the woods. No shot they know about Rio Hondo Prep, no matter how much the coach prepares them, right? Troy, that's an Orange County team. So here's the first team Rio Hondo Prep's going to play that really, I love that point that you made. That's been hearing all about this team for and now the rubber's going to hit the road. So, man, I love that take. That makes me almost want to change my pick.
Yeah, I mean, close game, Tarek. So, I mean, I'm not picking it, and I doubt you are either with any confidence. I'm just going to rely on Noah Pininieri and say, you know, best player and not a world beater Lucerna team comparatively to the previous years. But Freddie brought up a good point this morning on our thing. These are Lucerna's a Whittier area team. I actually go on a walk. One of their safeties is on my little walk route around the neighborhood. So they're, and I live in Whittier, so, you know, they're a Whittier team. So not SGV, but still part of the same coverage.
Right.
Of course. So yeah, I think, like you said, they've been exposed to this coverage that Rio Hondo Prep's getting, and they want to shut people up. And they're very well coached, and trust me, they will not be taking anything lightly. In fact, I would think that Coach Long and Coach Mustaine will have their team thinking we're the underdogs here, and maybe they are to a slight degree. But
I mean, I'm gonna stick with Rio Hondo Prep, but man, now I wouldn't be surprised if Lucerna gets it done. Okay, I think Division 5, unless I think unless there's a specific division you wanted to look at, but I think that's good for me.
Not really.
All right, man. Now, last ad. I actually don't know where I'm going to be going. This was kind of the story of the day, real quick. I'm putting it is Eric Sondheimer, who got a photo from probably Craig Weston, his photographer. But Eagle Rock was supposed to play Dorsey in the city section playoffs on Friday, but the rain was so bad they didn't play. So they postponed the game to today, and they were supposed to play, I believe, at Eagle Rock. Yeah, Eagle Rock. And look how bad it is. So now I think they're playing at like Contreras High School, and it looks like Dorsey's. I mean, they had to like find a turf field to play on. But anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I think if I read in the chat correctly, Dorsey's up on Eagle Rock 20-0 last time I checked. So
a live score. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think that just about does it, man. We had a good number of people in here. Thanks for tuning in with us. I think we're a little bit more in and out right now with these scores and playoffs. There's less teams playing. So we want to be concise and, informative. We don't want to drag too much. I remember the, episodes we had earlier in the year because there was so much going on with Bishop Montgomery and these forfeits and Money Man. And we were going almost, there were some shows we did 2 hours. So we're not going to quite do that. We're creeping up on about an hour and a half here now. Aram, any final thoughts before I let you go?
No, just we'll see what the weather, does to these games this week. It'll be very interesting, and I'm about to go get a McRib. It's McRib season, Tarek.
I've never had a McRib.
Telling you.
Never had one.
I think you'd be pleasantly surprised, but people either love or hate it.
We got another. See, I don't know what these are.
There's my McRib. Thank you, Joshua Nelson.
Josh Nelson.
He probably wants to take it back now.
That's funny. Well, does it say Nelson? I can't see it.
It says Joshua Nelson.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, that's funny. Okay, well, on that note, Josh, thank you for the donation or whatever that is. I don't know if that's a subscription or a dono. I don't know. I'm not familiar with
Donation,
YouTube.
$4.99.
Okay, but
AKA my McRib.
yeah, maybe it is. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, because I feel like the alert looks different. But anyway, appreciate the love. Appreciate the love there. That was nice. And Roland, of course, back to you, please. He gave a shout out as well, or he gave a donation as well.
Thank you, Roland.
But I think that'll do it, man. We'll be back again Monday night, and we'll be talking. I'll be at the CIF luncheon next Monday, and we'll be talking about all the championships that are going to be held next week, man, and who's going to be winning a CIF title, and then you and me will be at that Rose Bowl. So we got a couple things coming up here in the next couple weeks. Also, I just want to shout out, it is my birthday on November 30th.
Attaboy.
So, how old do you think I'll be turning, man? Do you know this?
Yeah, I know, so it's not fair.
Well, go ahead. I mean, maybe you're wrong.
37.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. See, you're off. 36.
Oh, all right. I thought you were 36 now. All right, whatever.
Yeah, no, you're good. So
I
anyway,
would kill to be 36.
It's like a 36 is a big like nothing burger birthday, but it just means I'm a little closer to 40. That being said, guys, appreciate all the love. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe. I can't thank you enough for all the love. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Again, 1,500 plus subscribers, and this is only our 13th episode. So we really appreciate it. Tell your friends about it, and yeah, I think it's going really, really well. Aram, I will give you a second opportunity to say anything before I let you go here.
I got nothing, bro. I just, I think I've said it all, man.
Are you going to go to a game on Friday? No way.
No,
Too much weather.
I was going to try and go to Rio Hondo Prep if it was at Arroyo High School, and that would be a little easier trek for me from Whittier. But I worked till 8 that night, and I just don't see a way for me to get over the hill to Covina for that game. But I will take anyone's NFHS account donations because Mike Victor's account, man, it's getting very, very crowded. You start watching and then someone else hops on and it gets bumped like you're signed on in another location. So Tarek, I'll appreciate you giving me yours. And so
yeah, I can give you mine. Hey Seuss, only because he's asking how can you donate. I'm not sure if you're on your phone or on your computer, but there's like a little, honestly, I don't even know how. Hold on.
There's a little $sign icon.
Yeah, okay, that's what it is. Yeah.
Next to the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah, you can do it through chat. I also think you can go into the... Yeah,
Tarek, what would you do if the money man just randomly donated $25K in the donation thing?
Tell him thanks for the donation, and next week we'll be live from SoFi Stadium. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, hey, that's on anybody else that wants to donate. That's a whole different kit and caboodle. You want to put in your information, you want to give me a little money, I'm going to take it. Not a prerequisite at all. This is all for fun. If the stream can make a little money, great. If not, I'm not really tripping. But I think at the end of the day, what I think is making this go so well is people know we're having fun. And that's really, that's the point of it. And on top of it, we're getting good guests and having some good content as well. Aram, I'm going to let you go, man. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we will see you in Spaces on Friday, brother. And I'll see you at the Rose Bowl 2 weeks from now. Phil Wilson, did that just happen again? These people are just so nice to me. Phil Wilson, thank you for the $10, man. Really, really appreciate that. Man, we got 3 donations tonight. I made $20 tonight, man. Look at that.
Tarek's going to get a McRib too.
Oof. Okay, Pressed. If you're looking for a cleanse, Pressed. I'm doing a 3-day juice cleanse. It's 6 juices a day. You drink them every 2 hours, and so no McRib for me right now. But maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe on my way home Friday night from a game could be the day.
Now that you brought that up, I have a colonoscopy. Thank you, everybody, on Wednesday. So I gotta do colonoscopy prep tomorrow. So that's kind of like a cleanse. You OD on laxatives and stuff like that in order to empty out for the procedure. So. Yeah, wish me luck, everyone.
Unbelievable, dude. Okay, on that note.
That's why I'm getting a McRib tonight.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Celebration before the fast.
And then nothing tomorrow. Yeah, I got it.
Nothing tomorrow, dude. Except
all right,
please.
man. Yeah, have a good night, and yeah, I'm letting you go. Peace.
Tarek, bro, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
All right, guys. Gonna say goodbye here. Kind of been rambling a little bit here in the last 10 minutes, if I'm being honest. I'm not as sharp as I used to be. I got a 1-month-old. I got a 2-year-old. I got another donation. Hey, Jesus, thank you for the $10, man. This is really fun stuff, guys. Thanks for the blessings. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. Man, another great successful show. The FATTAL Factor. It is going better than I anticipated, and that has everything to do with you guys. So thank you for the donators, Roland, Josh, Jesus, and Phil Wilson. And then we just got another one, Imperial Camp Rots. Appreciate the $5, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thanks for watching, more importantly. You know, the money's cool and that's fun and I appreciate it, but more than anything, really appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out on Monday nights. That being said, you know what I'm going to tell you, and that is always take the job seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Have a good night, guys. We'll see you next Monday.